Hi my loves, and welcome back to our beautiful series talking about the planets, the zodiacs and the houses. And today we have such a beautiful topic. I'm already so excited for it because we talk about my beloved planet, the moon, and Cancer, and as well as the fourth house. So grab your birth chart and just work with it through the whole video to receive very individual and personal messages of where your moon is placed, what is going on in Cancer energy, and what is going on in the fourth house at yours. Alright, so as usual, let's start with the planet that is our beloved female planet, the moon. So the moon, I really have to be so focused and on point when talking about the moon, because I truly could talk about hours and hours and hours and days about this amazing planet. It's my favorite planet and we can learn so much from her, right? Wow, the moon is always around us. She's so close and she's so important. With her, everything is allowed to grow, to bloom, to get fertile, to also be transformed into reality. So she has so much power, and if it wasn't her around the earth, there wouldn't be any life on this earth. If we just wander back, some billion years ago, our earth was just a big ball of fire, and no life could ever existed here because the sun was so close and the sun was creating the fire energy on our planet Earth. And because of an asteroid getting into the earth, the moon was created. And the moon was created 4.5 billion years ago, and therefore also the earth was created. It took the earth some time, but the earth could only bloom in the way she does right now because the moon represented a different energy to the sun, a polarity, because the sun is a big burning fire of creation. But nothing could grow out of creation. It was just created, And with the moon, it was water energy. It was a cooling down energy as well. And the moon cools down the fire of the sun. And this is why the earth could start to live and to grow. And we could grow on the earth. And this is so powerful. And this completely symbolizes the energy of the moon, only with the moon, together with the sun as well. Everything is allowed to bloom in the most beautiful flower and life and reality that we are creating. So there are so many points about the moon, where to start. Okay, so we have the moon. The moon, wanders in about 29.5 days through all of the zodiacs, right? So it's a very fast movement. It's a very quick cycle if you just think about all of the other planets that take years and years to wander through all of the 12 zodiacs. So the moon is very important for us. It has the 29.5 days cycle. And if you think about us women, we also have a very similar cycle of fertility, because this is also the fertility cycle of the moon. And this also already tells us how much we are connected to the moon, because the moon makes us women fertile, and this is such a great power. I really feel so honored to be in a body of a woman, because being so much connected to the moon is really just amazing, and it can support us so much. And of course also men are connected to the moon. This is for sure, also we say men that have more female energies in themselves, they truly are more connected to the moon as well. But we women, we have a very special connection also because of our fertility. And if we are getting into the cycle of the moon of, pleading with the new moon and being fertile when the moon is fertile at full moon, like this has a very special power, especially also if we manifest, as we are exactly in the same phase and mood as the moon is. So if the moon gets her power, we also get our power. And if she's slowing down, we are also slowing down, making us ready to clear ourselves, to clean ourselves with the full moon. And this is very powerful if we step into the cycle of the moon, not only for our health and being like in our body, not only for if we want to get pregnant, for example, also for being in our female power, but also for manifestation. Because the moon, if the moon makes everything fertile and brings everything to the growth, of course also our wishes are allowed to grow with the moon. And this is also because the moon represents our essence, our essence, that is our soul that carries like all of the wisdom of thousands and thousands of years of lives in ourselves. We already talked about the topic that we already lived like many hundreds and thousands of years. So our soul carries all of the wisdom of past lives, etc. in ourselves. And this is our intuition. This is why we know that we love someone, although we don't even know this person. It's also why we know that we don't want to connect with a specific person, because the soul connects, and the soul, knows the other soul and had already experiences with this soul, for example. And like all of the great wisdom lies within us and also within the moon, and this is so special. And with our soul, our essence of everything that is very deep inside of us, that lives subconsciously in every second within us and with us, there lies so much, like all of the feelings and emotions in general, but also like our soul desires. And all of these soul desires are allowed to grow as well with the moon, so our wishes and visions. And so the moon also represents like our wishes and the manifestation, the golden cycle of the moon, how I always call the cycle. So female nature, manifestation, fertility, really like just one thing. If you want to get or become pregnant, really connect with the moon. I really mean it, there are like different circles. I don't want to get like so much into it, because otherwise I would really talk like wow. But there are like different cycles about like the red moon, the white moon. If you are like in the white circle, you are in the natural cycle of bleeding with the new moon and being fertile at the full moon. If you are in the red moon, it's like completely different. So you're bleeding at the full moon and you are fertile at the new moon. Like this stands, for example, for intense sexuality, connecting with your femininity and with your wild woman, something like that. And there lies like so much power and wisdom within it. And we women and we people always lived with the moon, always. Like there are such old moon calendars, like wow, like such historic beautiful pieces that tell us as well that it was like the next thing that astrologers or wise human beings get to study after the cycle of the sun. It was the cycle of the moon. And it also, like this the sun is out, it's day where everything is bright, it's warm, and the moon is here when it's cold and when it's dark. So with the moon, we are wandering inwards. It's really our inner world, and it's connecting with our soul desires, with our emotions and feelings. So this is like in a very short package, like what the moon represents. Also, like a big topic of femininity, of the nurturing femininity of the mother, the symbol of mother. I mean, no other planet has so many goddesses. It was just 11 minutes and 11 seconds. Has so many goddesses than the moon. There are hundreds of moon goddesses, and it's usual that we have like several goddesses to each and every planet, because there are some of the Greek goddesses and some of the Egyptian and stuff like that. But so many moon goddesses, it's crazy. It's so beautiful. This is how I also get into really getting into working and living with the moon through all the stories of the goddesses. Very beautiful and so powerful, and also in which phase we were born. This already tells a lot about us. So if you want, I can also give you some recommendations about moon books. Just let me know and I prepare something for you. And what else do we have to say? Yeah, femininity, female nurturing power. And this is also something that we find very intensively in Cancer energy, for example, because Cancers are truly the loving and caring and so nurturing people. If you have a lot of Cancer energy in yourself, or a very strong moon energy as well, if the moon is in your first house, for example, this also means that you are very caring and loving and stuff like that. But Cancers in generally, they are so soft and so highly emotional. Really, Cancers are the most emotional beings. They feel, as every water sign, they feel a lot. They feel everything, and sometimes they even don't know why they are feeling it, because it's saved in themselves. It's the subconscious mind that has already experienced so much, and that is reconnecting with the current situation. And even though maybe if they don't know why they are feeling and why they are crying and being so emotional, this is their soul, this is their inner wise woman that already experienced so much. And I also think that if you are a Cancer, you somehow are also connected with past lives. I mean, we all are, but the polarity to Cancer is as well Capricorn. And Capricorns are our wisest, oldest souls. And I deeply believe that also Cancers have a part of it in themselves. And with Capricorn, it's more already down to earth, and it's more about the big whole structure of life and being, of karma, of time, of the big topics, And with Cancer, it's really about the soul and everything that is connected with it, what you already experienced. And this is why they feel so much, because they have a more a higher or a more wider experience already of emotions and feelings. So they care a lot about others. They are very loving, and they love to do something good for others. They love cooking and baking and inviting their friends at home. They really love to have a lot of people around them, but only the closest, really hard people that feel like family. Because other people, like, this is too much, like too many energies, and they feel every energy of everyone. So they need a lot of time to like refill their cups again, for example. But they really love to be around family, about their around their closest friends and everything about this, because Cancers are like totally connected to our family, our home, our roots, where we are coming from, where our soul is coming from. Like, where does your soul feel the most at home? And this can also be like a home that you create for yourself. It doesn't have to be the home of your roots, because maybe you have like a completely different home. This is also why Cancers truly need to build like a very close circle of friends, because friends are family, and they really need like these homes everywhere to feel secure, to feel safe, to feel protected, because they are so vulnerable and they feel everything as well. And so they need like their places where they know, like, okay, I don't have to be always like strong, and I can show my emotions, I can be my truest self and stuff like that. Okay. Cancer energy. I guess there's already like so much more to tell about, but I already talked so much. Like, I really don't want this video to be too long, but yeah, family and the roots are very, very important, and all of the emotions connected to them, they really have to feel safe and at home wherever they are. Like, this is where they open up, because like on the outer side they are also like similar to the Geminis, you know, like very, very funny and smart as well. They're usually very smart, emotional intelligence, you know, but they are always like a little sunshine, you know, because they do so much for others to make other people happy. It's a little bit, you know, like the mother complex of nurturing others, of serving others, of always making everything right for others. And when they are coming home, it's like, okay, this was too much, I have to calm down, I have to take a bath, I have to burn all of my candles to, you know, like calm down and just to realize of how I feel, because mostly, you know, like there's so many emotions in them that they, you know, like they built this protection shield and didn't show any of the deepest emotions, because they are very often like hidden behind, and the second they come home, they are allowed to be the truest self. And when being in masses and when being with many people that don't are family to them, you know, they often, yeah, like wear like a mask, like the happy mask of always, yeah, doing everything for others, for example. I don't know if this makes any sense, like what I said right now. It's still Mercury retrograde, so please don't blame me, but Mercury. So, but yeah, how you can nurture your Cancer soul, of course, is to take a goddess ritual bath with a lot of crystals. I would use, of course, like, yeah, amethyst. Yeah, also like clear quartz. I don't have mine right now with me. I only have like little ones. But yeah, clear quartz is also like moonstone, of course, as well. Selenite also, like to clear away all of the negative and the past lives and all of them. Yeah, but really like ritual baths, to do something good for yourself, to have a hot chocolate, to do journaling, to talk with the moon. Like, this is what I did like every night when I was a child. I sent all my prayers to the moon and not to God because I believed in the beauty of the moon. Yes, so only a few facts about that. And if we get to the fourth house, to also understand your fourth house, of course, like this is also the house of your family, of your roots, of your past, of where you're coming from, you know. And it's a very important part. Like, if you have a look at your chart, you see like always that line. that is like the ascendant and the descendant, that are like very important, because with the rising sign, the ascendant, everything starts. And then we have like a second thick line that is like, yeah, like this or this or this. It can be different. It is different at every chart, you know. But here we have like 4 important points, you know. And the 4th house invites like the second big point of here, of being like the Imum Coeli. And Imum Coeli is, yeah, the 4th house, and it's, yeah, what we can do for our soul, what nurtures our soul, where we feel at home. And this is what you can read in your 4th house. So have a look where especially Imum Coeli is in. And this is the energy, like in which sign it is in. This is the energy that is very important for you. For example, if it's in Sagittarius, you really have to find your soul purpose, you know, to travel and to connect with other countries and philosophies and cultures and religions and to spirituality in general. Like, this is something very, very important. This is what your soul truly needs. This is how you can feed and nurture your inner world, what you can do for yourself to feel good and safe and at home. So also people that are very broad-minded, that have like, yeah, a very open-minded and big wisdom, for example, like people where you can talk about the universe, like those people, for example, are also like very good for you. So this is what you can read in the 4th house. So if you have like positive planets as well in the 4th house, so this means that, yeah, you also like, yeah, have like very beautiful aspects in that house. So that for example, if Venus is in the 4th house, it activates the energy of a very lovely and caring and beautiful energy. If you have, let me say, like Saturn in the 4th house, it can be already like a little bit not that easy, maybe because you're like this, like a teacher and someone that has a lot of power. So maybe it indicates that you had to take a lot of power in your family, that maybe that you also had to care for your family and it wasn't like the other way around, for example. Like, you always have to look, where is it exactly, in which sign is it in, and stuff like that. But also, like, for example, if Mars is in the 4th house, it can mean that, yeah, like the house is very activated, that you have like a bigger desire for building the family, of also like reconnecting with your roots, of where you're coming from, not only the roots of this life, but also past roots. And it could also mean that there were like conflicts or even like physical aggression or even violence in the family. It doesn't have to be like especially in your life, but maybe at your father's life, at your mother's life, you know, but like kind of a conflict or not that easy energy as well, because Mars is very beautiful and empowering and it activates something, but also it can destroy a lot of things as well. So yeah, just have a look at your chart. And this is like very quick and easy how you receive messages to those 3 signs. I hope this helped you to understand yourself a little bit better. And yeah, I'm excited for the following video because it will be about the Sun, the contrary, the polarity to the Moon, Leo, and the 4th house. So I wish you a beautiful July and we will see each other soon again.